Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Wagwan, my name is Ami bin Abdullah Sharin. I am from class BA2443A. I'm taking operations management under business administration. So I'm doing this video for my assessment 1 introduction for informative speech. My question is, how do you know that you are doing your best? And how can you confidently say that I am doing my best? It's generally understood that everyone lives their life in a way that they seem fit, right? So everyone lives their lives in a way that they have their best interests at heart. So there's people who want to live their life for a good cause, and then there's people who live their lives in a way that's, evil or perverse in some way. And then there's people who are in the middle, who live in the gray area, right? I would consider myself as someone who lives in the gray area. The reason is, personally, I am skeptical about a lot of the things that are, circulating around, information, data, whatsoever. This is because there's a lot of discrepancies in life, okay? So the term discrepancy means something is illogical, or two statements or facts are not similarly compatible. What does that mean? Let's say an accident happened, and no deaths occurred. And how that incident is portrayed by the media or so forth is that an accident occurred, but there were 2 deaths. So these 2 things, is a discrepancy because they don't add up. So most of my life, I live my life wanting to help people because I felt that that was the thing that I wanted to do the most. I wanted to abide my life by that rule, that I want to help people. So an incident occurred in my life when I was helping a person, and she told me, because she cared deeply for me in the fact that I wanted to help her, she took it upon herself to make sure that I understood that I was doing something wrong. And how she made sure that I knew that I did something wrong was that she brought up a question. Are you doing the best that you can? Or are you just being ignorant? So I was taken aback by the question, right? It's understandable. And it got me thinking. I love helping people. But my mentality back then is that when I help a person, whether they can cope with how I help them or the process that I put them through to help them, whether they are able to pull themselves back up again or not, is completely on them. Which, in some ways, that's adequate, but in some ways, it's not. There are people who genuinely need the kind of help where someone needs to be with them throughout the whole process. And if you're someone who genuinely wants to help people, you're going to put yourself in a position where you can be there for them every step of the way. That just shows how genuine you are, right? And that whole incident made me realize that what I thought was right was not. So that realization would not have happened if socialization did not happen. Okay? So it's important for that incident to happen in my life, because if it did not happen, and if I did not learn anything from that incident, I still would be selfish, and I would be oblivious to things that go against what I believe in, which again is just being ignorant, right? And you don't want to be a person who is not open-minded, because you're closing yourself off from being a person, like your most authentic self, rather than you just end up being in a shell, living in your own world, oblivious to what's really happening in the world around you. So that whole incident emphasized to me how important socialization is because if I did not have a good relationship with her, she would not have told me that. She would not have shared that information. She would not have enlightened me. In socialization, there's agents of socialization, or people call it as institutions. Institutions are terms in sociology that means that it is a medium that is used to impress social norms upon a person. So, an institution could be your group of friends, your religion, your family, your legal system in your country, right? So, it's a lot of things. So, it's important for you to have a good relationship with these institutions. Why? Because it all kind of encapsulates your experience in life and how you want to live your life, how you want to how you want to feel about your own life is important in maintaining these relationships, right? Talking about all of this, it shows that if you do not have good intentions at heart, and if you don't do your best to maintain a good relationship with your institutions, you're going to be left in the dark. Sad in a way, kind of ruthless, but life is ever evolving, right? And we have to adapt to that as well. As humans that are capable of critical thinking and making decisions from right and wrong, we are supposed to be taking on that responsibility. If not, the world would just be in chaos. Everyone would just do whatever they wanted. We need this kind of social norms in our life because it helps us to regulate with each other. Being able to socialize, to be socially adept with other people is important. It will affect where your direction in life will be, because it is important for you to learn how to influence the people around you. Because let's say you're doing business, right? So we're all doing business. If you cannot live a life if you cannot influence people to buy your product, for example, then you're just gonna lose a lot of money, and that's not really a business. But of course, that's not the only thing that matters in life, right? But that's all I have to say. Be good. Have good intentions. Thank you and have a great day.